you don't have anything if you don't have your health. Like, you could grow your agency to 100K, you could be a millionaire, but if you're just laying sick on your deathbed, tired when you wake up in the morning, it's not worth it. I don't feel any motivation to do my work. Like, I was finding every excuse not to do my work. I was walking around the kitchen, I was on my phone, I was reading books. I couldn't sit down at my desk. Like, I didn't realize, and you guys helped emphasize the importance of just having good quality sleep. If you want to be motivated to do hard things, you have to do hard things.
Before starting to work together, how much was the agency making?
It'd be between 10 and 20K. After 3 months, we were like over 40, almost close to 50. Effectively, like, within that time span, we doubled our business.
Elijah Kim, welcome. Nice to have you here, brother.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Yeah, so can you give us a brief introduction about what do you do with your company at the moment?
So we run a lead generation company for local home improvement businesses, and we help them, generate leads, book appointments, and eventually turn them into sales.
Okay, interesting. And how much you're doing right now in terms of revenue?
In terms of revenue, last month we hit about 35K. So it was kind of slower than the previous months, but yeah, that was because we were kind of all over the place in October.
The purpose that we're recording this video today is because I want to know what made you join the program, or I guess what made you want to look into optimizing your productivity, your focus, your energy levels, overall, if you can share.
Yeah. So in the beginning, I saw Manu in another program, in an agency program I was in, and I was joining his calls. I was kind of keeping up, and I was kind of interested because I've always been like a health nut, you could say. Like, I was always wanting to, stay on top of my health, learn new things, and I was super into that. And then I saw Manu DM me one time to kind of explore what he does because I was interested. And the main reason I think I originally, my intention was just to see how, my potential and actually having a new information and new knowledge around what I could do to optimize my life, my work, my focus, and everything. So it was more just like an exploration kind of thing. I wasn't dead set on anything, definitely in the beginning, but I was just I was curious to know what it was exactly.
Yeah. What exactly, I guess, what was the main things you wanted in the beginning to optimize or improve, or any symptoms you wanted to resolve in the beginning?
I would say not anything specific. I wasn't facing depression or royally low levels of energy where I was I felt dead inside, right? I would say in terms of my scale, I was maybe a 5 or 6. Every day just kind of felt normal. I felt okay. I didn't feel terrible, but my kind of my intention was just to see how I could improve that. I wanted to see how I could become an 8 or 9 out of 10 every single day for weeks consistently, right? Because I don't think I've ever felt that level of optimization for that long a period of time, and just everything just kind of felt normal and baseline just for so long. So I wanted to push myself.
I mean, we work, the majority of our clients are into the agency world, so they're doing marketing and agency stuff. I mean, most of those people are always investing into scaling their business, whether that be a mentor, whether that be a software, whether that be whatever, team members, more ads. So I guess, what was your mental framework there? What were you thinking about? And you decided that this would be a good investment to make at this point in your career with your agency instead of something else.
Yeah, it's a good point you brought up, because before I invested into into Pure Focus, I've only invested into two big agency programs before that. And I thought like that's all I needed to grow my agency. Like obviously when you're starting out, you need to book appointments, you got to know how to close sales, you got to know how to deliver on your service, right? And most agency programs covered that. But obviously what a lot of them kind of lack was the self-development aspect and kind of the day-to-day on like how you could structure your days in a way where like you don't feel like you're falling off, like you're on a slippery slope in terms of your health, right? Because for me, at least personally, I value health more important than my like financial, I guess, life, like in terms of priorities. And so I always wanted to learn more on how I could do that. But so that was context before I invested into you guys. But what I saw is like I saw the potential in investing in a more like health pure focus based program versus just another basic agency mentorship, because it was something new and something I was willing to explore and see how it could actually affect my work. And I could say with a lot of confidence that it was definitely worth it in the end.
Let's unpack this together, okay? Let's say so inputs and outputs. So for example, in the beginning, before starting to work together, how much was the agency making?
It was like maybe between 10 and 20K,
Mm-hmm.
I believe. Yeah, somewhere between then.
And what was the result after 3 months?
After 3 months, we were like over 40, almost close to 50. So yeah, effectively like within that time span, redoubled our business.
Hmm. Can you summarize in like a couple of minutes what we helped you do, what we kind of helped you achieve by working together?
Yeah, I would. So if I were to summarize, it was structuring my days in a way that, especially your morning and night routines, optimizing those in a way where you're ready for the next day and you're ready to conquer that work day. So there's a lot of different things you should stay consistent about. But I'd say the other two would be sleep. Like I didn't realize, and you guys helped emphasize the importance of just having good quality sleep after anything else. Like if you don't do anything else in as long as you have really good sleep every day, you're gonna feel great. So that was the second kind of thing I think you guys helped me a lot with. And then the third would be my understanding of how dopamine works. Because I know we had it like, it was like a mid kind of crisis during the program where I was like, I don't feel any motivation to do my work. Like I was finding every excuse not to do my work. I was walking around the kitchen, I was on my phone, I was reading books, and I was like I couldn't sit down at my desk for whatever reason. And you helped me realize it was literally because of the way my dopamine circuits were working at the time, where I was indulging in easy, not hard to do things, and that made the work feel hard. So after that paradigm shift, I realized like if you want to be motivated to do hard things, you have to do hard things. Like if you want to do your work and make it feel easy, like you got to do hard shit. That's like what I realized you got to do. So
Mm.
I'd say those three were the biggest impact for me throughout the program.
Okay. And how would you say like how did the program? I mean, we've been working together now for like 5 months or something.
Yeah.
So how did the program affect you like after like to this day? How did the program affect you?
I mean, not only mentally and physically, but just like my knowledge base in every way about what I actually, just the fundamentals of what I need to know about optimizing my focus and work. Like I'll be honest, some days and some weeks I'll like slack off, right? It's not like 100% consistent. Like once it's like every day is going to be perfect from then on. You still fall off a few days. But as now you actually know through the program and through your, coaching and knowledge and courses and everything, you know why. You can address the bottleneck, reiterate and fix the issue. Because I think a lot of people, they don't know, like they go through that cycle, they fall off, but they don't know why, right? Because simply either a lack of knowledge or a lack of understanding of what happened. But through your program, you actually helped me gain the awareness of what to do to improve, and that's like the most important step, I think, after taking action, um, so you can actually improve your life.
Hmm. That's very good. But like one skeptical guy here would say could claim that, hey, but I mean, there are probably other factors that contributed to you like doubling your revenue, and it's probably not this. So I mean, what how you personally would you see that the what we did, what we helped you implement affected your revenue with the agency?
Yeah, I would partially like agree and disagree with that claim. Like, I would say we did a lot as well between the last 5 months besides just investing into your program, right? Like, we had other mentorships, but in terms of a percentage wise, I wouldn't like claim like 50%, of you guys helped me grow the agency and the 50% was this other guy or whatever. I would say what the program did, it was the foundation of everything else. Because here's, at least in my personal belief, I feel like you don't have anything if you don't have your health. Like, you could grow your agency to 100K, you could be a millionaire, you could have all the money in the world, but if you're just laying sick on your deathbed, tired every morning, when you wake up in the morning, it's not worth it. So for me, it's not like how much you guys impacted my revenue kind of thing. It was like you guys were necessary to fundamentally change my paradigm about how I view my life. You know, like, I don't know if that was a direct answer, but
Yeah, yeah, I totally get what you're saying. I mean, like there are people that are more financially driven and do this completely like and solely for just performing better in the business, and as a result making more money. But there are also people like yourself who just want to make sure that they're staying on top of their health and maximize their potential, not only in terms of the money generating activities, but also the way they feel, look, think. So that's yeah, I definitely get what you're saying there. Um, let's say like what would you say to somebody that's kind of okay, I'm not sure if I need this right now. I'm making good money. I'm like sleeping 5 6 hours a night. I feel good. I smoke cigars. And I'm happy. Like my business, I work a couple hours a day in my business. So what would you say to that person in terms of performance and productivity and focus, if you were to say anything?
I mean, if you're comfortable with where you're at, that's on you, right? But if you had, yeah, it just depends on the person. But if you have that feeling where you have untapped potential, then I would say there's something you need to fix. Um, but yeah, I can't fundamentally change your belief about, how you view your current situation. But, it just depends on the person, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. What were you like? What was the one thing, the one thing that you were skeptical about before joining?
Mm. I was honestly at a few things. One was I didn't think my brother would be on board because my business partner, who's my brother, he wasn't on the call with me and Manas originally. So I literally like grabbed him from the other room, got him into my room, and like told him what you were gonna do for us. And then he kind of had his objections and skepticism. I was
Who,
sold.
by
Like,
the way, by the way, parenthesis, has been like having dialed in sleep for like 3 months
bro,
now,
Matthew's
every
been
single
crazy.
day.
Yeah, Matthew's been crazy with the sleep. Yeah, his skepticism was like, oh, I don't know if this be a worthy investment. Like kind of what you said earlier. Like, how would this directly affect our business? Like, would it really help us grow? Is this just like another thing to be distracted by? But again, what I kind of like fundamentally believe was it was something new and we didn't try before. And I feel like a big mentor at the time as well was Matt Shields, um, and he recommended you guys in your program, and I saw that, and I was like, at the time, like, he was a big kind of mentor to me, right? So I looked up to him in that way, And I was like, what does he know about this program that I don't? Right? I ask that question a lot for people who are ahead of me. Like, what is it that they know that I don't? And when I realized that Matt will, like, to get to where he's at, like, he'll improve every aspect of his life, not just business. I was like, this has to be at least partially the answer, right? So that was kind of other things. I would say I was skeptical, but I helped sell myself, I guess, on that.
Mm. But like, what would you say now, today, after thinking about this skepticism back then and the objection? What would you answer to this? What is the conclusion?
Bro, it's worth it. Yeah, I mean, you don't know what you don't know, but once you experience it, now you know. You know?
That's very wise.
Yeah,
That's a
that
very
was my
wise
quote.
answer.
That was my quote for the day.
When you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool, man. So, what was your number one favorite thing about working together?
I would say a big aspect I feel like you guys did extremely well in is the, like, accountability and the follow up. Because yeah, I never felt like you guys weren't not thinking about me, and like that you were just helping me stay up to date, like either daily or at least weekly calls with you guys, like, will help me just come back down to earth and like realize what I need to improve. So that was honestly, like, I've never invested into a health program before. I don't know how many health coaches do that kind of thing, but I was really, like, thankful that you guys did that. The other ones is just, number one favorite thing about working together is, honestly, you guys helped me with my sleep so much. Like, you guys helped me, like literally. Like, I think now for the rest of my life, I can run away with the information and knowledge that will give me, like, basically perfect sleep every night. And I think that's invaluable because it's just like, if you know, you know. You know, if you know your sleep is just so good, it's like you can never go back. Yeah.
How do you know if your sleep is so good?
How do you know if your sleep is good? It's just the way you feel when you wake up in the morning. You don't feel tired. You don't like it just doesn't make any logical sense for you to feel tired when you wake up in the morning. But that's how most people wake up in their lives. And I'm like, it's so backwards. And then they can't sleep when they go to bed. Like, they feel awake when they go to bed. Why? You know? And it's just like a few things you just have to know and implement, and it'll turn the other way around. And that's what you guys helped me do.
Awesome, man. Awesome. That's super awesome to hear. Any last things that you would say to, like, I guess, somebody who's on the fence, watching all those interviews and stuff, on the fence thinking about joining? What would you say to that person?
If you're on the fence, I get it, because I was literally on the fence too when I had to do some very good objection handling on me. So I get it, but I think it's definitely worth the money we invested into it. But not only that, but worth the experience and knowledge you get out of the program that you can, like, have for the rest of your life to supplement you for, like, unlimited productivity points, you know, just based on the information you can act upon. So yeah, I would definitely say you should invest into Pure Focus.
What's the goal moving forward? What is your goal going to be? Where do you want to take the revenue? The agency, if that's a goal? And what's your goal? What do you want to achieve moving forward?
Our goal with the agency is 7 figures. We think we can hit it by next year, at least by the end of next year, definitely. For the next few months, it's just about kind of locking back in, because as of recently, like October, like past few months of our life has been a lot like traveling and that kind of thing. But Matthew and I have realized our goal right now should just be becoming the versions of ourselves that is able to maintain a 7-figure business. So I would say that moving forward, that's what we're gonna strive to achieve.
Awesome. So the next goal from here is, you said it, you're going to hit 7 figures, and then once you hit 7 figures, we're going to do another to another one to update the
Another like
situation. Yeah.
interview. Yeah, we'll be down.
Yeah.
We'll see how it is then. That'd be cool.
Awesome. So thanks for hopping on, and let's go to seven figures. Next
go.
check mark.
Let's go.